person shall be elected to the office of the Archbishop unless he or she has attained the age of 50 years, something that a number of people did not agree with, and one of them being the Bishop retired Wilson Mutebi of Mityana Diocese, who says barring someone to stand because of their age denies the people the ability to serve. Now, going forward, besides that, what will be happening, although some do not agree with the article, is that after the nominations, the bishops through a select ballot will vote one of those nominated, and campaigns are not allowed in the Hannington Chapel at any one point. Now, the new Archbishop is decided upon by a 2/3 majority of the voters. However, if the election is not decided upon on the first day, a second ballot or the third voting will take place until the 2/3 majority is elected. The current Archbishop of the Church of Uganda votes in his capacity as the Diocesan Bishop of Kampala, and if there is a tie, he has a casting vote. But if in the beginning he votes as the Bishop of Kampala, if there is a need to break the tie, he invokes those powers to break the tie on day 2. That's according to one of the senior clergies. And now we do know that there's going to be an announcement in a bit. Waiting to see what will be coming from there. We're taking you to Namirembe, where it is all happening. Now, when it comes to the election of the 9th Archbishop of the Church of Uganda, how many diocesan bishops are currently serving in the Church of Uganda? 37. How many of the bishops are eligible to become Archbishop? Only 33 of them. And comes to why is Archbishop Stanley Tagali retiring after only 7.5 years of service? Well, Archbishop Stanley was elected and enthroned as the Archbishop on the 18th of December 2012 at the age of 57. He turned 65 years of age on the 1st of March 2020, and that is the mandatory age of retirement. After the election, when does the elected person become the Archbishop? Well, after the election, the person is elected is referred to as the Archbishop-elect. He will not officially become the Archbishop until he is installed as the Archbishop, which will be taking place on Sunday, the 1st of March 2020 at the St. Paul's Cathedral, Namirembe. And what happens between the election and the installation of the new Archbishop? The current Archbishop is currently engaged in a farewell tour, visiting all 37 dioceses in the Church of Uganda to say goodbye. The Archbishop-elect will say farewell to his current diocese, and the current diocese of the Archbishop-elect will prepare to elect a new bishop. Now, the Archbishop automatically serves as the diocesan bishop of the Kampala Diocese as well as the Archbishop of the entire Church of Uganda. So Kampala Diocese will say farewell to their bishop and prepare to receive a new bishop who is also the Archbishop. Taking a look at the previous archbishops in the Church of Uganda, the first archbishop was Leslie Brown, a British missionary, and he was the first archbishop of Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi, and Boga, Zaire, and 1961 to 1966. The second archbishop was Erika Sabiti, 1966 to 1974. The third archbishop was Janani Luwumu, 1974 to 1977, and he was martyred in 1977. Still going on, the fourth archbishop was Silvanus Wani. He served the Church of Uganda from 1977 to 1983, and in 1980, Rwanda, Burundi, and Boga, Zaire became a separate francophone province, and Uganda became its own province. The fifth archbishop was Yona Okoth. 1983 to 1995 is when he served the Church of Uganda as archbishop, and the sixth archbishop was Livingstone Mpalanyi-Nkoyoyo, serving from 1995 to 2004. On the seventh archbishop was Henry Luke Orombi, serving from 2004 to 2012. The eighth archbishop was Stanley Tagali, 2012 to 2020. Having looked at those bishops, now we take archbishops of the Church of Uganda. We now take you live to Namirembe to more of the proceedings there.
Then the Archbishop will speak after that.
You will speak after you?
He'll speak after you.
After me?
Yeah, okay. I'm MC.
Okay.
He will speak after you.
Okay.
And then the Archbishop-elect will speak.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So.
I don't invite him, I invite him.
And you invite him.
When I
Yeah, when you just invite him. That's appropriate. So, June, are you together?
Yeah, I'm together.
Okay.
I'm together. What is it?
I have no idea. Your Grace. Are these your phones?
No.
Whose phones are these? Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. We want to thank you so much for coming in big numbers. This is an historic day for the Church of Uganda. My name is Reverend Canon Dr. Alison Barfoot. I am the Director of Communications for the Church of Uganda, and I will be your MC for this press conference. As I mentioned earlier, the Constitution of the Church of Uganda specifies that the announcement of an Archbishop-elect is to be done by the Dean of the province. The Dean of the province is the longest-serving bishop at that time in the Church of Uganda. In this case, it is the Right Reverend Edison Irige, who is the current Bishop of Kumi Diocese. And so, at this time, I would like to invite the Dean to share with us the results of the prayers and godly discernment of our spiritual leaders in the Church of Uganda, our bishops. Dean, you're welcome.
Thank you very much. I'm going to read the press statement, which has been done today on 28th August 2019. We are now in the 9th Archbishop of the Church of Uganda elected. The 9th Archbishop of the Church of Uganda elected. Today, the House of Bishops elected the Right Reverend Dr. Stephen Kazimba Mugalu, to be the 9th Archbishop of the Church of Uganda. The election was secret ballot and was presided over by the Provincial Chancellor. The Archbishop-elect was elected with more than a two-thirds majority per the Constitution of the Church of Uganda. 33 of the currently serving serving 38 bishops were eligible to be considered for the position, but there were no formal candidates for the position. It has been a prayerful process, and today's meeting began with a Holy Communion service led by retired Bishop George Katwesige. On 22nd August 2018, during the 24th Provincial Assembly, Archbishop Stanley Ntagali announced his intention to retire by his 65th birthday on the 1st March 2020. Archbishop Stanley Ntagali has served as the 8th Archbishop of the Church of Uganda. He was elected on 22nd June 2012 and installed as Archbishop on the 16th December 2012 at St. Paul's Cathedral, Namirembe. He has served with distinction for 7 years, consecrated 21 new bishops, and launched 3 new dioceses. It is under his leadership that Church House was finished and dedicated to the glory of God. To be eligible to be an archbishop, one must already be serving as a bishop in the Church of Uganda and must be at least 50 years old. Out of the 38 bishops currently active in the Church of Uganda, 33 were eligible to become archbishop. The installation of the new archbishop is expected to take place on the 1st March 2020 at St. Paul's Cathedral, Namirembe. At that time, Archbishop Stanley Ntagali will hand over the pastoral staff to the Archbishop-elect, who will then be invested with the authority to lead the Church of Uganda as the Archbishop. The presiding bishop at the enthronement will be the Dean of the province, who is the longest serving bishop in the church at that time. Between now and the 1st March 2020, Archbishop Stanley Ntagali will continue to do the work of the Archbishop and the Bishop of Kampala Diocese, as well as continue to bid farewell to each of the 37 dioceses. The Archbishop-elect will say farewell to his diocese and prepare to move to Kampala. His current diocese will elect a new bishop, since he will leave his diocese to also become the Bishop of Kampala Diocese. We thank God for his clear voice and direction among us for who shall be our next leader. And we ask all Christians to pray for this season of transition, especially for the Archbishop and Archbishop-elect who are bidding farewell in their dioceses, and for the Archbishop-elect to be prepared to receive the mantle of spiritual authority as Archbishop. This is said by the Right Reverend Thomas Edson Irige, the Dean of the Church of Uganda Province.
Thank you, Dean. Thank you very much, Dean.
You're welcome.
I want to let the press know that we have a full press release available to give you that has everything in it that the Dean read, as well as some additional information. So as you leave, make sure you pass by me, and I will give you a copy of all of that information. At this point, I would like to invite the Archbishop, Stanley Ntagali, to say a few words.
Thank you, MC. Praise the Lord. Amen. My brother bishops, our Provincial Chancellor, Canon Barnabas Tumusingize, Bishop George Katwesige, who led us in the Holy Communion, and all of you, members of the press. I want to introduce my wife, Mama Beatrice Ntagali Nalongo Aboli. You are welcome to your home. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, I have a dream. And he said that I have a dream that one day black and white Americans will walk shoulder by shoulder in the streets of Washington and New York. And recently we had the grandson of Africa being the president of the United States of America. Mine is not a dream, it is a testimony. 2 days before I was elected the Archbishop of Uganda, a dear brother came to me and said, brother, we are being speculated by the press. You are good at speculating, you know that. And he said, I feel that we need to sit down and pray together, those of us who are being speculated. And I said, since the Spirit has said, that's a good idea. He called the other colleagues with whom we were being speculated, and we prayed together. This was my brother, Bishop Stephen Kazimba. We never knew that God was preparing him to be the 9th Archbishop of the Church of Uganda. My brother, I congratulate you and thank God for your humility. And I want to thank our Provincial Chancellor who led us in the exercise, and my brother bishops. Thank you. You obeyed God, and leadership comes from God. So we thank God for this humble and great man of God, to whom I'm going to hand over the province as the 9th Archbishop of Uganda. I want to thank all the Christians in the Church of Uganda and beyond, in the Anglican Communion, and all those who love Church of Uganda who have been praying for us. And we want that we continue in prayer for me and my wife, Mama Beatrice, and for him and Mama Margaret, as they prepare to come to this place and take over. And for men and women of God who pray, always depend upon God. When you speculate and you want to take your personal emotions and do whatever you do, my hands are clean, I never campaign. Hallelujah. And I have said this over and over again, and nobody will accuse me for preparing something or doing anything. That is what God does. Leadership comes from him, and when we are humble and we depend upon him, he does his work. So friends, I want to thank you all, media, thank you for being development partners, and I want to thank you all for supporting us over the years. And we want to pray that in this transition period, you will support the Farewell and Enthronement Organizing Committee, because it is a big function. And 1st March 2020, on my 65th birthday, we shall be at St. Paul's Cathedral, Namirembe, to enthrone my successor. So keep praying, keep working, keep supporting, and God will bless you. God will bless the Church of Uganda, and God will bless Uganda. Thank you for listening to me, and God bless you. I now want to invite my brother to give his maiden speech.
What our eyes have never seen, what our ears have never heard, what our minds have never thought about, is what the Lord does for his children. Your Grace, also the Dean, Chancellor and the Deputy, Brother Bishops, every person here present, I want to thank God from whom all blessings flow. The God who calls ordinary people to use ordinary objects for extraordinary purpose. And I want to thank him for what I am. Born 57 years on 15th August from Chagwe, from a humble background, I did not expect to be where I am now. It's by God's grace. Amen. And I want to thank God for that. I want to thank all men and women of God who have been praying for us. This is an answered prayer. Without prayer, whatever we do either backfires, misfires, or makes no fire. So this is the result of prayer, and I'm so grateful. I thank you, Your Grace, and even other archbishops who came before you for the good work you've done. Brother Bishops, I want to thank you and mamas for the work and for being used by God to elect me in this office. I want to thank our legal advisors, the retreat leader, and every person. This is such a big calling. It's a new calling, a new challenge, and a new opportunity for the gospel. So I want to invite everybody to join us so that we work together. I want to call the bishops, I want to call the clergy, I want to call the lay people, the Mukubiris are here for the whole province. I want to call the lay leaders, and I want to call the government of Uganda and all the cultural leaders, especially here, to give us the support we need. Because without that, we can do a lot of nothing. But where God is, the impossible will become possible. And I want to invite you all to continue praying for us and pray for our Archbishop that will end honorably and also help us to begin. Also pray for the Diocese of Mityana. They never expected this, but now we have to go through a process. It's a good shock. But I pray that you pray for them. Thank you so much. I want to invite you to support us and to pray for us that at the end of all, God's name will be exalted. The reason for my ministry is to know Christ and to make him known. The Christ whom I accepted on 7th March 1984 at 9 a.m. in the morning. That's the one I want to proclaim the gospel to all nations faithfully. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Your Grace and Your Grace elect. We have a few minutes, and if you have some questions, our speakers will entertain a few questions. So if you have a question, please raise your hand so we can acknowledge you. Yes, sir.
Thank you. My name is Sam Ibana Mugabe. I work with NGS.
Yes, please.
My question goes to going.
That was the address at Namirembe to the press, in which it was announced the new Archbishop-elect. Some good news there. Now, this was announced by the current Dean, who is the Kumi Diocese Bishop Edison Egiri. Erigi, I beg your pardon, and he is the convener of the House of Bishops, which elects the new Archbishop. Now, the new Archbishop-elect is the 9th Archbishop, and as it stands, he has come from a difficult background. However, that has not stopped him from reaching the summit, as he has mentioned what no eye had seen, what no ear had heard, and what no mind could have ever thought of. At this point in time, he is the Anglican Bishop of the Mityana Diocese, Dr. Samuel Stephen Kaziimba Mugalu, and he says it was possible to reach greater heights even when one who was raised by a single mother in the slums of Katwe in Kampala. Now, right now, his installation will happen on the 1st of March 2020. Between now and the 1st of March, the Archbishop, who is Stanley Ntagali, will do his work till then, continues to bid farewell to the 37 dioceses, and he will become the Bishop of Kampala. That is Dr. Samuel Kazimba Stephen. Now we're going to take a look at one story that ran earlier on NTV, which talks about his history, where he has come from, and who he is. Let's take a look.
Bishop Samuel Kaziimba Mugalu hails from Kyagwe Gurama village, Buyikwe district, in Greater Mukono in Uganda region. The 57-year-old clergyman, a son to Besweri Kadu, was raised by a single mother, Jessica Nanyonjo, in the slums of Katwe in Kampala.
Because my parents separated when I was 1 year old, and my mother went with me to a place called Katwe in Kampala, and that is where I spent most of my early years, and I started going to school from That very place, a school was called Gakuwewa Muno Primary School near Musabode.
His father, Beswel Kadu, was polygamous.
He had 3 wives, sometimes 4, depending on the season. When it was a season of coffee, another wife. A season of cotton, another wife.
After toiling through primary school education in Katwe, his father declined to pay his tuition so he could pursue secondary education. He says this prompted an initial hatred for his father, although this has since gone away.
So it wasn't easy for me to just accept going to church because of the word father. I was disappointed by my biological father. And now another father. No, I don't like that. Because I accepted Jesus Christ as my personal savior on 7th March 1984 at 9 a.m. Then the Lord helped me to forgive him.
His paternal uncle came to his rescue, sponsoring his education.
I didn't get any chance of wearing shoes from primary section up to secondary section.
Beswel Kadu is still alive, but his mother has since passed on. As he grew, his mind was bent on basic survival. So Bishop Kaziimba did not imagine he could ever become a religious leader, although his grandfather Simeon Kaziimba had once served as a catechist.
God renewed my life, reformed my life, from grass to grace, from nowhere to somewhere. From nobody to somebody, from shame to fame, from test to testimony, from mess to a message.
But the church found him when the late Archbishop Livingstone Mpalanyi urged the young Kaziimba to pursue a course in theological studies.
And this is when I was invited to join the Leaders College for training as a catechist. And this was in 1985. And they taught me, never use any money which is not yours. And those values have helped me up to now.
11 years after he became a bishop of Mityana Diocese, Kaziimba has recorded tremendous success, including this magnificent church. To the young people, Bishop Kaziimba says it is possible to succeed.
Your setback can be a setup for your comeback in life.
Currently, Archbishop Stanley Ntagali is bidding farewell, and some are asking if Kaziimba will replace him.
Nobody will become a candidate until that very day.
Jingo Francis, NTV.
Well, with that in mind, now we take a recap on why the Archbishop of Uganda will be handing over on the 1st of March 2020. Before we get into that, we'll be taking you back to Namirembe to get more of what's going on there before we can get into the recap.
But I'll ensure that we do holistic ministry. Holistic ministry, as Martin Luther emphasized it, to bring conversion. Conversion of the head, conversion of the heart, conversion of the hand. Once the head is transformed, the heart is transformed, the hand will be transformed to work and to support each other. The head, the mindset, the heart, the emotions. Once that conversion is done, we will have a wonderful Uganda and a peaceful Uganda. So that will be my ministry, to know Christ and to make him known.
Thank you. So the Archbishop-elect will have time between now and the enthronement in March to develop his charge and the details of his charge, and that is when we will get to know the specific details of his vision for the Church of Uganda, which is why it is important for us to stay in contact with one another, so you can get to that at the time. So make sure you leave your name, media house, contact details on the registration sheet, We also have a full press release to give you with all of this information in it, so make sure you get that from us as you leave. There will be no more questions at this point. What remains is for the Archbishop. Oh, okay. Sorry. We need a Uganda version of what has just happened. So Archbishop-elect, I think just say a few words in Luganda so that our Luganda viewers and listeners can have something good to eat.
And the Archbishop-elect has made it known what his mission is going to be, to make Christ known. Now, taking a look at the facts as it stands, why and who is the Archbishop of Uganda at this point in time? Who elects, the Archbishop? We'll start with why the Archbishop Stanley Tagali retiring after only 7.5 years of service. Archbishop Stanley was elected and enthroned the Archbishop on the 18th of December 2012 at the age of 57. He will be turning 65 years of age on the 1st of March 2020. And that is the mandatory age of retirement within the Church of Uganda. After the election, when does the elected person become the Archbishop? After the election, the person elected is referred to as the Archbishop-elect, who currently is Dr. Samuel Stephen Kazimba. He will not officially become the Archbishop until he is installed as the Archbishop on the 1st of March 2020. And this will be taking place at the St. Paul's Cathedral, Namirembe. Is between the election and the installation of the new Archbishop. The current Archbishop is going to be engaging in a farewell tour, visiting all 37 dioceses in the Church of Uganda. The current diocese of the Archbishop-elect will prepare to elect a new bishop, and that is in Mityana. They should be preparing to elect a new bishop. And still going forward, now the Archbishop Stanley Tagali is retiring only after 7.5 years of service, and he was elected and enthroned as the Archbishop in December 2012 at the age of 57. Now, he did recap during the press conference that him and Dr. Kaziimba did have a conversation and prayed over him at that point in time. Just a recap of what has been happening over just about a month now or so, and since it was announced about the retirement of the Archbishop of Uganda, Stanley Tagali. Now we do take you live to Namirembe, where Andrew Chamagero is on hand to give us more of an update from today morning's events. Andrew, can you give us an update?
Well, thank you so much, Rita Kanye. We're live from the Archbishop's home back here in Namirembe Hill. It happens to be that we have gotten to know the new Archbishop of Kampala, who happens to be the 9th Archbishop of the Church of Uganda, Stephen Kaziimba. Well, it so happens to be that this is a former slum-grown young man who happens to be the Bishop of Mityana Diocese, who turns out to be the 9th one. In his remarks earlier on, he actually made it much more clear that what was unseen was seen by God. He can't believe that he's actually the 9th Archbishop of Church of Uganda. This procession started a few days ago, as bishops were actually already involved in the process, and yesterday many of them arrived at Namirembe Hill, and today early in the morning security was very tight at the cathedral at all entrances, from the far end of Mengo Hospital to the side of the Namirembe Guest House, and of course at the main entrance of the Lubaga Cathedral, rather Namirembe Cathedral, was all tied up, and it was all not accessible to any journalist or any other Christian. It was all to keep tight and to wait for the Archbishop-elect. Currently, the Archbishop-elect is Stephen Kaziimba, who happens to be the Bishop of Mityana Diocese. This comes on the heels of the current Archbishop, who happens to be Stanley Ntagali, aging to the age of 65. And according to the Constitution of the Church of Uganda, the Archbishop can't go beyond that age. And it happens to be that on 1st of March 2020, the Archbishop currently, that is Stanley Ntagali, will be making 65 years of age. And it's on that very day that the Archbishop-elect, that is Stephen Kaziimba, will actually be installed onto the throne of being the Archbishop of Kampala. Now, what follows this procession is that the outgoing Archbishop is currently on a nationwide tour, visiting all the dioceses, saying a fare thee well to the rest of the dioceses and the bishops, and he will actually come back as the Bishop of Kampala. What is happening is that we had 33 of these bishops were involved in this process, but it's only one who turned out to be the current one. Like you already saw that earlier on in TV had a conversation with the Archbishop-elect. From a humble beginning, he's ended up at the helm of the Church of Uganda. What needs to be done and how it's going to be done. In his maiden speech earlier on today, he said that it's all about teamwork. He's calling upon Christians, cultural leaders, politicians, the media, and all stakeholders to pull to the center for the Church of Uganda. Back to you, Kanya.
So much, Andrew Chamagero, for that recap. He is in Namirembe at this point in time, has been there, and so have you, when we're giving you what was being announced by the Anglican Church, and that is the new Archbishop-elect, Dr. Samuel Stephen Kazimba. Now, we do hope and pray from NTV that may God's wisdom be with him, may strength be his portion, and grace as he takes on this new journey as the 9th Archbishop of the Church of Uganda. He will be taking over on the 1st of March 2020, when the current Archbishop, Stanley Ntagali, does hand over and turn 65. I am Rita Kanya, and from the entire team, have a good morning.